Okay.
Gaetano, you got a sponsor? How much are you paying to put that on?
I hope Charlie he can give you a promotion with this IFTV.
Yeah, you know they had a thing today for El Clasico.
Well,
This guy, what's going on over here?
My wife sent me this stupid shit video about my dog.
You mean
This is ridiculous.
Dino, right?
Yeah.
Dino? There. He keeps
That
going
dog's still
upstairs.
around. I forgot to take care of it.
I thought the only one that texts you is Gattuso and Cassano. That's what I thought.
It's, my dog texts me too.
Whoa, what kind of dog you got?
Don't you start always with?
Yeah, I know. I don't know.
Did we even start yet?
Wait,
Oh,
let's start.
okay, all right.
Let's start.
Start.
Who cares? Let's go. That's it. We started.
All right.
Okay, everybody, here we are back again.
So, congratulations is in order, or to
Listen.
all the Juventus fans, or
Let me say something. At the end of the day, you could say that Juventus, they got favors. They get favors. Number one, every team gets favors. But at the end of the day, if Napoli cannot beat Torino,
that's a
if
play
Napoli
more
can
Napoli.
lose 3-0 to
Benevento did
Fiorentina.
not get any favors. They have like 10 points. They're going back to Serie B.
Well,
They did not get one
Benevento
single
don't do
favor.
themselves any favors. So, for everyone who doesn't know, today Juventus beat Bologna 3-1 and Napoli drew 2-2 to Torino in a match where there was so much drama. And it's not official that Juventus have won the Scudetto, but even if they lose their last two matches against Roma and Verona, they have a 16-point advantage. It goes to head-to-head.
16 goal differential.
So 16-goal advantage because it goes to head-to-head. They both beat each other 1-0, so it goes to goal difference. And Juventus are plus 16 in that realm. So Juventus would need to lose a 16-goal advantage in 2 games.
so Juventus would have to lose the last 2 games 4-0 and 4-0, and Napoli has to win the last 2 games 4-0 and 4-0.
Yeah.
So
I seen crazier things. Look at Ranieri won the Premier League. Greece won 2005.
that's not gonna happen.
But
That's what they told Ranieri, and look what he did.
That's not gonna happen.
what the thing is, next week Juventus play Roma, right? Roma need 1 point for Champions League. Juventus need 1 point for Scudetto. So maybe there's gonna be a biscotto.
Ah, come on.
I'm kidding.
Always look, see,
I'm
Amiri, look what
kidding.
he's
It's a
thinking
joke.
about. He's a Juve fan,
Yeah, you
Antonio.
guys
Don't
took it so
forget.
serious.
That's how they fix the game, Mike.
Gaetano, do something about your son
Yeah,
over
the
here.
game
What's he
is
talking
fixed.
about?
91 points is not
No,
fixed.
you know what? If they play in Rome, I think Rome, they might want to just end the championship in front of their crowd with a win. I think they're going to try the very best to win the game, Roma, definitely. They're playing in Rome, right?
Of
So that's
course,
it.
of course, you have to play to win. Of course.
What,
You'll be
you-
lucky if Manolas is out because he pulled like a little injury
Oh,
in
Manolas.
warming
We're gonna
up.
be-
He didn't play
Finger,
today.
where did it go?
I think they're saving Manolas. I think they're saving Manolas for Sunday.
Oh, maybe you're
For
right.
Mother's Day.
Di Francesco smart. I like that.
You know what? Talking about Di Francesco, why don't we start to talk about some of the coaches that there are some of them are in trouble right now. Ferguson, we heard
Yeah.
last week, so there is some good news about him that is coming out little by little from his I don't know, whatever he had, a stroke.
They
or
said
something.
the surgery was successful.
So he's
but
gonna be.
he needs a lot of
care.
intensive care.
Yeah.
Who is this?
Sir
Sir-
Alex.
Oh yeah.
You hear
Yeah.
what happened?
No.
He had a brain hemorrhage. He was
Yeah.
rushed to the hospital.
When did this happen?
This was
Yesterday.
Yesterday, yeah.
Yesterday.
I didn't see
It happened in an hour. Everything came out, and he had quick surgery.
My prayers are with
Yeah.
him.
We all praying for him. And who else? Actually, today I was watching on and off TV because my son was over my house, and I saw that Arsenal. There were all the Arsenal players lined up.
Wenger
on the
last
side.
game.
Yeah, it was Wenger last game.
Yeah.
So I don't know. To me, it was a good coach, but not to the point. I mean, I guess they gave him that kind of a award or all that ceremony like a send out because of
He was there for many years.
For so many years that he
So,
spent over there.
who's
How
gonna-
many trophy did he won?
I
This
don't
guy
know.
here.
Yeah, I don't know. Who's going to be the coach of Arsenal?
It could be Ancelotti.
Allegri or Ancelotti?
Or Sarri?
could be.
I don't think Sarri's gonna go.
Listen, this is a good topic. It might be Sarri.
It
too.
is. It is. Listen, with Sarri, it's crazy. What did you hear? What he said after the match? Delaurentiis yesterday, he went way too far with what he said. They asked him about the Scudetto. They said, "Did Juventus rob the Scudetto?" He said, "No." He said, "Juventus didn't rob the Scudetto." He goes, "They win," and he's like, some teams get favors, some teams get favors. It happens. It evens out in the end. He said, but we could have done ourselves better if we actually played all of our players and not just.
That was Delaurentiis stinking.
was
But
too
how are
much.
you gonna blame him?
It was too much that he said
Well,
that.
he's not the
Delaurentiis-
sporting director, and I'm
but
sure
he's-
they don't have that much money to spend.
But
No,
no,
come on.
Mike, no,
That,
here's the
that wasn't
deal.
right to say.
Mike.
It was a low blow to me.
Yeah,
And
low-
then Sarri, they said Sarri said, "What do you think about Delaurentiis?" He said, "Listen, I tried my best, so I'm sorry that he's not happy."
Yeah,
with
but
me."
Marco, there are two things that I read two different messages over here. Sarri is someone that is not going to take crap from anybody, whether it's your boss or management and all the stuff. The guy must have told in way in advance.
They're
said,
done.
If I'm going to be the coach, I want 100% decision making in who's playing and who's not playing. Number two, there is probably a lot of rumors of people leaving, and here we go again talking about soccer is just a business right now. So none of those big time players are attached to the maglia. Like only Insigne maybe, because he's got a lot of pressure from Napoletani to stay over there, and it's probably like he likes Napoli because he from the very young age he was a Napoli fan. So. Other than that,
So was Sarri. Sarri said, "Listen, it's my dream that I got to coach a team that I grew up as a fan of."
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, to me, I mean, what Delaurentiis said about the contracts, they asked him about people leaving. He said the only two who are not leaving is Insigne and Koulibaly because they have release clause. He said everybody else, we got to negotiate, we got to do this and that. To me, this Napoli is going to get dismantled in 18 pieces because Sarri going one way. It's almost certain that Sarri leaves. They even asked him, he said, what happened with the contract with Sarri? And he said Sarri doesn't want to sign anything yet. He wants to wait till the end of the season. I think that his time, I mean, he was bad at, I mean, if you guys saw his reaction after Torino's second goal, the 2-2, he realized, it's all over. I mean,
He was screaming. He had his hands on his head. He was screaming. He ran to the bench and he dug his face in the bench.
Yeah, he wasn't.
He was very.
He wasn't
mad.
doing good. But I wouldn't
But
take anything away from Sarri.
Exactly. I mean, the guy
he did an excellent job.
He did an excellent job with Napoli. I mean, Napoli. They did excellent. I mean, how many points? They almost.
It's a record amount of
They
points.
have almost 90 points. I mean, they're going to end up with 90 points or
guys,
more. I mean, and they were always there with Juventus. They give a Juventus that run for the money. I mean, what else do you want?
Yeah.
I had a question for you guys. You know how Napoli, Sarri intentionally took them out of the rest of the competition just to solely focus on the Campionato. Do you think that was a smart strategy, knowing that he didn't have a deep bench to go for something realistic?
They would have been.
You blame him for that?
Mike,
or you don't
They would have
blame
been
him?
16
You
points
think
off.
they don't have a deep bench, but the bench is a good bench. They don't have
But
a
it's
bad
not
bench.
quality like their starting lineup,
Quality.
though.
What quality? We're talking about if you
What are
get
you
the people.
saying?
A lot of the players, they become top players if you play them. But when you don't play it, I think some of the blame, it has to be on him too. I mean, he's a great coach.
Yeah.
I respect him. The way the team played with Sarri it was a pleasure to watch the game.
Yeah.
But you have a bench, with all the due respect for the Delaurentiis, which their business is just to buy the player and just let Sarri do his job. They have something that they can they can place the blame on Sarri too. I said, hey, I provide you with 20 players. The fact that you use only 12. Don't come back to me and say that you didn't have the players.
Listen,
I gave
Well,
you
there's
the
only
players.
12
You guys
good
are moving
enough
the conversation
players.
away to the wrong place, I think, because the conversation
think-
is about
I know,
Sarri
I
and what he's
understand,
done.
but
because for Sarri,
is a big
what-
tactic for him,
I
though.
agree. I agreed with what Saki said a few weeks ago, which was that which was that Napoli, getting to this point right now, they won. They did win in the sense of that a team like
Of
Napoli.
the public opinion,
Listen,
you mean? Yeah, you sure? They expressed the best soccer of the Serie A this year.
because you're playing against a Juventus who their foundation of Juventus is incredible. I know everybody wants to give Napoli credit for the way that they play. Juventus is a well-oiled machine. Every single function, even when everything looks like it's going wrong, they stay calm and they're able to do this. And that comes with 7 years of experience and years of understanding where to be and incredible players and having Dybala that could come off the bench and so many great players. So for Napoli, what they did with the players that they have, if you go through the roster, name one player from Napoli that could be starting at Juventus.
Very few.
Koulibaly. Who else? Who else would be starting?
There are plenty of players that
Who?
can be starting.
Who?
Insigne will be starting.
Would he?
Mertens
He
would
could be
be
Would he
fine.
be starting?
Insigne-
Would he be starting?
Insigne would be
Yeah.
fighting for a spot, I think.
No.
This Napoli was incredible as a group. And as a group,
Right.
they achieved so much, even getting to this point and giving us a spectacle, giving us the only league in the world that had a run until right now was because Napoli were incredible. They did the best job against one of the best Juventus is in history, according to 7 in a row. No one's ever done that in Italy. So I give so much credit to Napoli. I know everyone wants to make fun of them right now, how they lost it, they were ahead. But I wouldn't make fun of them.
No,
I give so much credit
I
to them.
give a lot of credit to Napoli, and I think that Delaurentiis is making a big mistake to let Sarri go, because next year, what's the chance of Juventus winning again another championship? Next year, they're not going to be, to me, they're not going to be hungry for a championship. They're going to be hungry for Champions League. And that could be the year of Napoli next year. So I would have kept Sarri. I would have bought him a couple of players. I mean, I think go for a run next year. Next year would be the year that they could go all the way.
How many times are you going to keep the players, though? These players are going to be
You
like,
know,
oh, we didn't win the Scudetto again this year.
Gaetano,
Or you
we
think
d-
they're going to stay again?
Mike,
Well, buy him a couple of players to see who's going to
Yeah.
stay, and buy him a couple of players so that you be competitive for next year. But they played a beautiful soccer.
I'm not saying they're not
At
playing,
certain
yeah.
time of the year, they play really nice soccer.
Gaetano, but with all due respect, soccer is about economics right now. A lot of those people, a lot of those players at the end of their contract. So Delaurentiis realistically probably must have spoke with that coach and say, hey, listen, behind closed door, I said, we're not going to be able to keep all of those players because of the pressure that we're going to get from outside to re-sign those people at the same kind of amount of money. The pressure from outside is to buy them out for a lot more money. So the guy realistically realized that he probably will not be able to keep some of those players. So what he
Okay,
did...
so you buy more players. I mean, they're in the
by
Champions
who?
League.
By who?
They made money with the Champions League. Next year, they're in the Champions League again. They're going to make more money.
I
So-
will have just try to keep the 6 or 7 core group and then
Okay.
work around.
Yeah.
But I don't think those
You
6
can
or
do
7 they're
that.
going to stay, Gaetano. That's the
But
bottom
But
line.
There's a lot of
at
rumors that they're
At this
leaving.
point, I think that it's a foregone conclusion that Sarri is leaving Napoli. At least from my perspective, I see him going. I don't think there's going to be much to keep with him. And players like Jorginho might go with him.
Alan's going to
I
go.
mean, Alan. Koulibaly.
Mertens.
There's a lot of talk
Yeah.
for all these players that are wanted.
Reina's
that were
already
supposed
out,
to-
too.
That were supposed to leave last year, but they made that Scudetto pact where Koulibaly had an offer from Chelsea, Insigne had an offer, whatever, and they were like, no, we're not going to go anywhere. We're going to stay to try to win the Scudetto. And at the end,
You can't
now,
say that 2
They
years.
tried. Hey, they tried.
They tried, but
let's talk about Juventus for a minute. We said how Napoli had done incredible and they deserve a lot of credit for what they did. But on the other side, Juventus too. 7 years, Conte always had that famous saying of winning is hard, but continuing to win is even harder because there's a lot of motivation. There's a lot of things that go into it. Everyone's always out for you because you don't have the surprise factor like they had when they first started. And I think that Juventus it goes back to that foundation that they built after Serie B, after 2 7th place finishes, where they said, listen, let's enough with these short-term results. Let's stop getting coaches that don't really fit a few-year plan, and let's get guys who know what they're doing. They got so many players, Marotta, Paratici, Nedved. They signed so many players for little money. And the time that we're talking about, you need this money. They signed players, Tevez for $9 million, Llorente for free, Pogba free, Vidal $10 million. Like, they were very smart with where they went. And I think that this is it should be the go for a lot of teams to rebuild, which is get a coach, stick to a coach, figure out your plan, and don't build for 1 year. Build for 3 years.
Marco, it's easy to talk to you do when you have all the money that Juventus has.
But we didn't have money.
Oh, yes, you
We
do.
didn't have money.
You got
We didn't
plenty
spend
of
any money.
Again.
In 2011, you guys, Milan, had Thiago Silva, Zlatan Ibrahimovic, Gattuso. You had the best team.
Yeah, but
you had
Thiago
the best
Silva,
team.
we got him from nothing, from Brazil.
Okay, but you had the best team, and Juventus with little money beat you guys in the
Listen-
league. So it's not just about the money.
Listen to me. I'm in favor to start a campaign to have a Serie A paying a luxury tax. In other words, Juventus is the winner of the Campionato. The first three teams, if they exceed, for example, on the market, 200 million like AC Milan did, After you exceed 200 million, anything after than that, you pay luxury taxes, the same way they do it in baseball. In other words, because then you create an unfair advantage for the team like Roma or Napoli or Lazio or AC Milan or Inter to catch up with the winners all the time. So if Juventus has got all that money to invest, and then at the end of the day, 7 years in a row means that every best player wants to go and play for Juventus because Juventus got the cash to pay for them. That's an unfair advantage.
Yeah, but by
that
that
you have to put it on the table and say, hey, listen. The only thing that you can do as a lesser team, you have to develop your youth and just fight them with
it's not all about the money. PSG's got all the money in the world. What have they won in Europe? Okay,
but they won in France.
Yeah, they
France not a league.
What did Juventus win in Europe lately? What did they win?
Manchester United.
It's in the final for 2
Manchester
years.
United spent the $200 million. What did they win? Man City spent another 200. What did they do in Europe?
But
so it's not all about the money. It's the organization, the way you spend the money wisely, and like you said, you have a coach and a director who get the chemistry of the team and buy the right players for that team. Look at Pogba. Pogba in Juventus was one of the best players in the world. He left.
He went to play for Mourinho.
I knew you were asking for that.
And what happened is, he didn't perform. So I think that Allegri and Marotta, like you said, and also Juventus as an organization, they did very well building the team. Listen, when Conte wanted a $40 million player as a center forward, Agnelli told them, no, I don't have the money. I'm not going to buy. They have the money, but Conte, he wanted to win the champion. They didn't pay. They didn't buy him a player, and Conte left. So I want to congratulate the Juventus. And what you said about being on top, is it harder to be on top and remain on top, or is it harder that you from the bottom and you move up? Which one is harder?
I think it's both.
No. It's harder to be it's harder to be on top and stay on top. Because when you're on top,
everyone's out for you.
The pressure is on you all the
everybody
time.
that you play against, even if it's Benevento, Crotone, and you're on top, they all want to beat you,
bring
and
you
they
down,
play the hardest to get there.
Wait,
Wait.
wait. You took away from Juventus a little bit with winning 7 years. You say they have money, but how many the Inter when they had the Mourinho era? Didn't they win 5 years in a row?
No, they didn't.
Yeah, it was like 4 or 5 years. Okay,
No, they didn't win 5
There's been
years.
other teams that have won for 3, 4, 5 years. I'm sure Milan has done it too. But how come it ended? Because it's hard to keep going. This is 7 years. It's something incredible. You might say the competition's not there, but there is. And I wanted to make the point about Juventus, which was that they're a machine that they could go in and out. Meaning, Conte left Juventus in July.
As a winner of the Campionato, not of the Champions League.
And they had to find a coach to come in and be able to take over the team and still win and improve the team. Most teams would not be able to do this. They're relying on one thing. My point is that, for me, Napoli was a little bit too short term. And I think that a team like Roma is following that Juventus motto of building a machine that they could put this in, they could put that out. Juventus, they lost Pogba, who is one of the best players. They lose Vidal, who is the best in the world. Yeah. They lose so many important pieces every year, but it seems like they're unfazed because they have something behind them that they're already planning. They're already planning for this. If this guy leaves, they're like, no problem. We have this guy ready. So I think that's a motto that a lot of teams need to follow. Milan, Inter, Napoli. I would like to see that more in Italy, where it's not just stop and go. And I know there was a coach who was complaining that, coaches are thrown out too easily. And I agree with that. I think that coaches are sacked too much. You need to build a plan, and you need to have an organization behind that plan.
I think we are giving way too much importance to coaches. I'm telling you, organization, like you said, I agree 100%. There are 2-3 coaches that they have that capacity to be a different makers in those big teams. One of them is Allegri, one of them is Conte, and the other one is Sarri, and definitely Di Francesco. Di Francesco impressed me so much. That guy.
Agreed.
Inzaghi?
Inzaghi.
Come on.
Inzaghi, yes, but I'm not talking about if I ever put Di Francesco and Inzaghi. Di Francesco's to me, it's on a higher level. But anyway.
It was we're talking.
I know.
We are giving too much importance to coaches, too much money to those coaches and not enough credit to the people that they actually play into the game. You know, you can be a great coach, you can have a great system, but at the end of the day, the coach is not on the field. The coach is a little director. The people that they play in the music, those are the people that
It all goes hand in hand
on the field.
It all goes hand in hand.
Up to a point.
To win,
to
win, you need it all.
Yes and no. I think I will just a roster like you said. Juventus has got a roster that is second to none, not even in the world. I mean, Juventus. Let's not forget, if it wasn't for the penalization that they had on the Champions League, same way that the Roma were penalized, we wouldn't be talking about those things right now. Some of those organizations, I'm 100% positive they are influencing the way soccer is being played at this highest level, in terms of money, in terms of pressure on the referees, in terms of everything. So I wanted to start a campaign. Maybe we can start a campaign, you know, to have some of those coaches, even sometimes coming out and admit it. For example,
I'm not starting
on
this campaign.
Juventus Bologna's game, okay? That was a red card that was supposed to be given to Rugani because he was the last man. He pushed him. They gave him the penalty. Why wasn't Rugani thrown out?
No, there's a new rule that we talked about.
No,
you can't give both.
That was a red card. That was a red card on Rugani.
We're saying there's a new rule.
Let me explain what happened. There is a rule that says that you can't be penalized, but I don't understand it completely. Apparently, it could be a red card if the guy deliberately pulls him away. So like Koulibaly last week against Fiorentina, you know, when they gave a penalty, they gave him a yellow card because it was like a triple, you know, penalization. You know, he got a penalty, a red card, it would have been too much. Then they saw it was outside in a free kick, and they gave him a red card because it wasn't a penalty. So the foul would have merited a red card, but because it was inside the box, they didn't give the red card.
Yeah.
That's my understanding of it.
On Rugani's case, then, Rugani's case, he was on the box.
Yes, I know.
So why didn't he get a red card?
Yeah, but same thing like Koulibaly. He was given a yellow at first, and then they switched it.
But why did they?
I don't know. It probably could have been. I don't understand the rule.
If it was
completely.
outside the box, maybe he would have got the red card.
Khedira's goal was not a goal.
Yeah.
So it was a clear.
It should have been a
You
foul.
didn't even need the VAR to look at it. It was just
me
very
and Mark
evident.
actually said it when I was like, oh, they're probably going to take that away.
Yeah, we thought it was going to be taken away.
Yeah.
But either way, you know, there's so many cases. I know even this week, people are going to get upset that we didn't say this case. I know there's a few this week.
But
about
we have to be fair. And you know what I meant to say? Some of those coaches, they have to just come out at the end on the conference room. They have to say, hey, by the way, you know, to be honest, maybe the goal of Khedira was not a regular goal. They have the courage to come out and just say it. Because
there are.
No, they don't.
But a lot of times you don't realize it too.
No, Mike, it's
public
called public relation. If you come out like Allegri and say that, by the way, we didn't deserve to have the second goal be given it was a big freebie.
But sometimes you get it for you, sometimes you get it after. You know, there's like Juventus with Benatia, you say it's against. With this one, it's for. It ends up balanced. I don't know if it exactly balances it out, but there are stats out there that say Juventus got 5 in favor, they got 8 that weren't in favor.
I'm not discussing the fact that Juventus is stealing anything from anybody.
Okay.
But the ref, they have to be fair, and the people behind the ref too, like the Presidente, and all the same way Di Francesco complained.
I agree with you.
I think I applaud Di Francesco for complaining and Pallotta for complaining during the Champions League that they said the game was not a fair game when it came down to the episode that were expressed on the field. Tell me the people are criticizing them. They have all the rights to be critical of what happened on the field. You know why? Because we're talking about a lot of money. If Roma would have been on the final right now, Champions League, you know how many millions of dollars or euros that will be going into the pockets of Roma? A lot more money. So why do we have to favor always the powerfuls? Okay, Liverpool, with all due respect, they played very well the first game, but the second game they did not deserve to move forward. I watched the game and I watched it twice. I have to be honest with you. Roma did not deserve to lose.
Let me add one thing on top of this, just to piggyback on it, so you guys.
And I'm not a Roma fan. I'm an AC Milan fan. And Cassano fan, of course.
Delaurentiis, after he did all that, what we said with Sarri, he also talked about what happened in the Champions League. And he said he was very disappointed what he saw happen in Europe. And he said, let me give you a scenario. You've got, you're UEFA. What would you rather a final? Bayern Munich versus Roma. And this is his words, not my words. Would you rather Bayern Munich versus Roma? Or would you rather Real Madrid versus Liverpool? Spain versus England, the 2 most watched leagues in the world.
Who said that? Delaurentiis.
Let me say. Let me finish.
Ratings.
Let me finish. He said Bayern Roma, let's say it gets you 1 billion views. He goes, Real Madrid, Liverpool, he said 2.5 billion views. He said then the next year, they're going to show this to their sponsors and they're going to get more money. He didn't say anything else. Some people say, oh, he's suspecting something. Some people saying, good job, you're sticking up for the Italian teams. But anyway, what do you guys...
The pressure is there for those referees to call the game in a certain way. Hands down. We're not inventing anything. There was back then, there was 20 years ago, and there's still now. Those big teams, Real Madrid, Barcelona, Manchester United, and Liverpool, all of those guys that they have a lot of powers behind their the portfolio that they have, they are the people making the decision and influencing the ref. I might be 1% wrong, but 99% of the time I'm right about this topic. I know it.
Dad, you're the most level-headed over here. What do you think about it? And you always go against us. So what do you think about Delaurentiis' words?
No, I don't want to believe that what Delaurentiis said. But I tell you one thing though, that when you are the champion, when you are a superstar, you do get some calls. I remember Michael Jordan when he used to play, and the guy was, he was the Pelé, the Maradona of basketball. Yeah, he did get some calls on his favors, and if it was somebody else, he wouldn't have gotten. So sometimes the champions, yes, they do get some calls on their favor, and that's all I'm gonna say. I don't want to go more.
One last thing. Gabriele Marcotti went on ESPN and he challenged some of those people who spoke. He's Italian, and he said one of the points that he made, because they were bashing Roma even more than what they said. You guys know what they said about Italy and all that stuff. Anyway, he said, how does a team like Roma, who goes there and loses that league like that, they lose by 3 goals, how are you going to stick up for a team like that? He goes, Real Madrid did the same exact thing with the 3-0. He said, but you guys don't talk about that. And then he's like, yeah, but you guys are the only ones who call for VAR. And he made a point. He said, if Real Madrid wanted VAR in Champions League, they'd get it tomorrow. What do you guys think about that?
Absolutely. It's a tool. The VAR is a tool to level all of these differences that we have and opinions that we have about what's going on. All of this quote-unquote unknown that we have on our head can be just leveled that off. Just put the VAR on and just, even those quote-unquote referees that they get selected all the time to ref those key games. I'm telling you, some of those guys, they are very much influenced by the big multinationals that they are behind the game.
Maybe in the future they will get. Today they complained, the Real Madrid complained
I heard.
against Barcelona.
Oh, definitely.
Now let's see what happens.
They wanted a penalty. So let's see what happens now.
They said it.
That was a penalty.
Yeah.
You watched that game?
And that was, of course, listen, and
You had Roma Cagliari.
the foul against when Messi scored died the game or whatever.
Whatever. We didn't watch it.
That was a foul on Real Madrid.
Oh, that was Suarez.
Suarez
From
That
midfield
was
got
a
the ball.
clean foul. That was actually a yellow. I will give him a yellow.
The guy kicked them
From behind.
And from behind,
He leveled them down.
at midfield.
You didn't get a
And
card?
they didn't get a card. And Suarez kept going, gave it to Messi. and Messi scored. So
Matt was there at the game.
So maybe we will get the VAR.
Yeah. Now that I went against Real
They're
Madrid.
gonna have it in La Liga next year.
We were.
They're gonna have it.
No. He's kidding. He's saying because Real Madrid.
Because of what happened today. Anyway, let's stick
Let's
with the
stay on
Serie A.
topic. Let's stay on topic. Roma beat Cagliari. You guys didn't watch. You watched El Clasico.
Wait, before you go to Roma,
What?
why don't we finish with Allegri?
Okay.
Is Allegri going to stay or is going to leave? For me, he's gone because Juventus is gone. Is done with the cycle.
I think
he wants to leave as a winner.
I think Allegri is gone, and I feel really sad for Serie A to lose a coach like Allegri. I hope not, and I hope we don't lose Sarri, and I don't think Ancelotti is going to coach in Serie A. So those are 3 great coaches, which I would like to see them in Serie A.
I'm 100% behind you.
Me too, 100%. I just hope they don't go abroad. I mean, let's.
Where are they gonna go? Sassuolo?
I think Allegri, his time at Juventus, he's done incredible. He doesn't get enough credit for everything that he's achieved, but I think it's time to step aside. The motivations might not be there with all the players, and Allegri, sometimes it's good to change. And I think that he's been open about wanting to coach in England, about taking English lessons. He's been posting a lot about it also on social media. That he's taking English lessons. And I'm with you. I think that I'm going to be very sad to see Sarri and Allegri leave and possibly go to, the Premier League or wherever they do go. But one thing, Ancelotti is being linked with the Juventus job. Sky Italia said that they already contacted Ancelotti, and that if Allegri leaves, Ancelotti has already confirmed that he would be willing to coach Juventus again. So that's one thing. Which, what do you guys think about that?
I think it will be great. As much as I hated to see Ancelotti playing, coaching Juventus, Ancelotti
It's better than him going to Arsenal.
Ancelotti is a flag of AC
And,
Milan, so all history. Yeah,
No, I hope that at least Ancelotti comes back, and I hope that Conte comes back.
Yes.
That today beat Liverpool.
Wow.
We were happy. Yeah, we were
1-0.
happy.
That was not for the FA Cup.
So Conte,
No,
no,
but
for
they're
the
still in
championship.
Champions League. They might do it.
Yeah, they're a few points behind. So Conte beat Klopp today.
Good.
Yeah, I think Conte is another one that I would love to see. I know your love for Gattuso. I know it. But if we could have, Sarri, Allegri, Conte, all in our Ancelotti in our league, I think it might be best if Gattuso.
How about Mourinho too? Can we throw him in there?
Listen.
What do you think about that? Would you give up Gattuso for Conte or Sarri?
No.
Oh,
I'll tell you why.
All right.
Conte, before he became a coach, he only played for Juventus. He was not a great player. He was an okay player, but he built up his experience by just being on the Juventus organization, and he grew up and he learned how to become a very good coach. I think Gattuso is on the same path. I think AC Milan is going to make a big mistake by just giving up on a coach like that. He played for AC Milan for a long time.
That's fair.
He won everything with AC Milan, the same way Conte actually won more than Conte on AC Milan than Conte won with Juventus. And I think Gattuso has got skills. I mean, at the beginning, I was skeptical to see Gattuso. I said, oh my God. I mean, with all the love that we have, I have for Gattuso. But right now, my opinion about Gattuso has changed from here to here.
I know. He even did it for Roma and Juventus in the Champions League.
I have a lot more confidence to have Gattuso. I want a coach that every AC Milan player is going to be behind. In other words, we're not going to have somebody just on a name tag that's all Conte, so everybody's supposed to be laid down. So
but the only reason he has that name is because of his achievements.
Gattuso's got a lot of achievements as a player too. Gattuso commands a lot of respect too from the players. That's what I like to see for now. So
if like the thing is about Roma, they're set with their coach. Di Francesco, very confident in him, incredible. Lazio, if Inzaghi stays, very set. Incredible coach. Inter with Spalletti, he's ready to sign a new contract. AC Milan, good. Juventus and Napoli seems like where the change is going to be. Who the coach is. If Ancelotti comes, I mean, Conte's linked to the Napoli job. Gianpaolo might be the Napoli coach.
I would love to see Ancelotti to coach Napoli if they give him the right player. I would love to see that instead of coaching Juventus. I think Ancelotti might do something good for a team from the south. I mean, for all the stuff that we predicted at the beginning of when Juventus caught up with Napoli. You remember when the jump was made? I knew it that Napoli will never be able to catch up. I mean, the chances for Napoli to overtaking Juventus after Juventus, they went on top of Napoli. I said, this is psychologically, this is a big, crash for Napoli. And nevertheless, this is what happened. Mike was hoping at some point. I said, the Campionato is still on. You were hoping.
I said it was. I wasn't hoping.
I said
I wanted to stay until the last day.
Even when Juventus was only 1 point on top because Napoli they lost. I said 80% chances Juventus is still going to win. Nevertheless, they went to Milan and they won against the Inter. So with a little luck, but they won.
I was gonna say I can't see Ancelotti going to Napoli only because Ancelotti's gonna require a lot of money in terms of like spending, and I feel like Napoli's not gonna have that kind of money.
But listen.
Yeah,
this is the thing.
Right.
This is the thing that I hate the most for players like Ancelotti, like Conte, and other superstars that they made the money playing in those big clubs. And now they become a mercenary.
I don't
they
think
just
he's
begging.
not talking about the contract.
No, I'm saying the mercato
He's
to spend in the mercato.
money.
Oh, to spend money.
In
Yeah,
this-
but at the same time, look, Ancelotti, I think, is not coaching the Italian national team. I hope I'm wrong. I think it's because of money. If it's just because, like your father said, or
No,
Gaetano
it's
said,
not
that he
about
wants to coach a
money.
club,
not
that's a
about
different story. But I would hate those people to come over and say, hey, I can only coach for this kind of money. For this.
Ancelotti has a certain reputation, and now wherever he goes, he has won and he has done very well. So he's going to go in a team where the organization is going to give him what he requires. And in Napoli is not that type of team. He's going to go to either Juventus I think the team that he will coach will be the Juventus, Milan, or Roma in Italy. Those are the only 3 teams that he will coach in Italy. And of course, if he goes to Arsenal, if he goes to
Chelsea
no, he's not going to go to Chelsea. We're going to see who's going to get the Arsenal job. I think it's between Allegri and Ancelotti.
Yeah, and they say the German Tuchel, I don't know, Tuchel,
yeah.
and a few other coaches. But hopefully, like we said, they stay. One important part to move away a little bit was Inter today. Inter has done. I mean, they have Champions League in their hands. You know, we spoke about them with Juventus that maybe they throw it away. With Immobile out, right? He might play the last game. He might not. But for their next game, he's not. But the last game, Lazio Inter, he might play. He might not. We don't know. Icardi is on 28 goals this season. He is 1 goal away from Immobile, which is incredible because we didn't see Icardi the whole time. We're thinking about Immobile. Now Immobile is probably so upset that he got hurt at the end of the season where you're scoring them in. And I have a feeling that Icardi is going to score the 2 goals against Lazio, and they're going to be the ones that take them to the Champions League and him to get Capocannoniere.
I feel like he's going to tie. He's going to stay on 29 with Immobile.
And I'm hoping that Inter get the Champions League, and I really think that this week, with Lazio drawing against Atalanta and Inter winning, I think that Inter's going to get the Champions League. I think it's going to be Juventus, Napoli, Roma, and Inter.
I hope you're wrong.
You want Lazio?
Yeah, I want Lazio.
Yeah, you never know with these teams. Lazio played some beautiful, beautiful soccer and beautiful game. And then all of a sudden, they stop. There's not consistency every week. So I think it's going to go down to that last game,
Which is
Lazio Inter.
Yep.
Exactly.
And that's I think if Lazio needs a tie to get in, they will probably get it.
Yeah, all they need is a tie and they're going to
tie.
go. But Inter need a win so they can hop over them.
Yeah. Okay. So
you think Lazio is going to do it?
Lazio might do. If they need a tie, I think Lazio might do it.
Oh, man.
Listen, I saw Lazio playing the last 15 minutes today. They looked like Atalanta. It was a miracle if Atalanta didn't score 3 goals.
Remember, no Immobile too.
Yeah, that's a big.
Which is a guy that you're relying on for the entire season. He hasn't missed a game.
Marco, Lazio offensively still has a lot of
Yeah.
quality. He's got Felipe Anderson.
So for the Champions League, so you say Lazio?
Yeah,
I think Lazio. If they need a tie, I think they're gonna get it.
I say Inter.
You say Inter?
I was saying Lazio in the beginning. I was getting a little scared because they didn't do so good against Atalanta, but I'm going to stick with
still have
Lazio.
2 games.
Okay.
Let's not forget, with 2
Yeah,
games.
2
2
games.
games.
Yeah.
Lazio is going to play
But
who? He's going to play.
I'll check right now.
He's going to play Inter for the last game, and then the next game was that.
I'll check real quick.
Yeah, check.
Anyway, continue that.
A small team probably. One of the.
I
team
think it was
fighting.
either Crotone
Cagliari.
or someone else. I think it was Crotone or somewhere else.
Who's Lazio playing?
Yeah, Lazio's got to play Crotone,
Uh-huh.
and Inter needs to play Sassuolo.
No, but
Sassuolo officially saved today with their
then
win.
Inter has got a better on the paper. Inter
Yeah.
has got a better chance to just walk and
So
relax next week.
that's for the Champions League. As far as the European League,
Yeah.
Oh, we have a lot. We have 6 or 7 teams within 3 points.
So next week, AC Milan is going to Atalanta, I think.
No, yes, we played in Bergamo.
Right. So that's a big game, right?
And then Fiorentina the last game
So
too.
AC Milan has got 60 points and Atalanta has got 59 points.
And Fiorentina too. Fiorentina
Oh,
slowly
they're not
creeping.
out.
Did
They're
you
not
see?
out.
Oh shoot! I gotta say the story. Giuseppe Rossi scored today.
Oh boy, I
And
was
he's
so
the-
happy.
Giuseppe
He
Rossi.
started
He scored
against his former team, Fiorentina.
scored against Fiorentina.
You know what? But he did not. Why
No.
not?
He didn't celebrate.
He didn't celebrate.
this.
Why not?
Gaetano, what do you think?
Listen, Giuseppe
Why not?
Rossi. We're not allowed to criticize Giuseppe
Why-
Rossi.
No,
He's
I
a
mean,
legend, love
I
him.
love Giuseppe Rossi, but after all those guys they did what do you call the ownership of Fiorentina?
Yeah.
What's the name?
Della Valle.
The Della Valle they did to him. I would have celebrated for an hour on the field.
Okay.
It's called
It's
respect.
his first goal since 2014 in the Serie A. So
January
Giuseppe,
2014.
Wait, guys, I gotta get something. 1 second.
And then La Padula
Lapadula
made it.
scored, but then
So
Fiorentina
Mike,
scored another
how
2
many
goals.
teams go into the European?
2. One straight and 1 qualifying.
Okay.
Oh
So-
man, he's gonna say the
At
stuff.
the beginning of this year, we had this water bottle inside our shop when Michael and I filmed, and everybody said, "Why the hell do you have a water bottle in there?" And they said, "Listen, when Giuseppe Rossi scores his first ever goal, I'm gonna reveal why." So this is probably the creepiest thing ever.
How old are you? You gotta say the whole thing.
I was maybe 14 years old, 13, 14 years old. Giuseppe Rossi was everything. He's Italian-American from New York, New Jersey, same thing. And it was when he was exploding, right before he went to the World Cup. He was supposed to go to the World Cup, or after he scored against USA in 2010. And he came over here and he played in Chinatown. You remember?
Yeah.
He played at Steve Nash's foundation, and I got inside, and Giuseppe came over. He shook my hand, and he was drinking a water bottle. And I talked to him, and I was like, "Oh, I love you. Like, thanks you, for everything, whatever." I was like, "Thank you for choosing Italy," because he just chose Italy. He takes his water and he throws it on the ground.
Water bottle. Wow.
I kept. You know how many times my mom almost threw this out because she thought it was a water bottle.
Wow.
So basically, Giuseppe Rossi on the podcast. We're gonna put on the title.
Don't touch it.
Okay.
Don't touch it.
We love Giuseppe Rossi.
We do love Giuseppe Rossi. This is untouched.
Yeah.
Actually,
Very creepy, but-
remember, we had a chance to practice with him in Jersey.
Yeah.
Actually, you were defending on him.
Yeah.
What a nice guy. The nicest guy you want to meet.
No, but he's down to earth.
Down to earth, But I can say enough about Giuseppe Rossi. So all the best.
To point that when he was getting recovery, he had to do this training, and they needed a defender, and we were there because we were playing like a little side. Man, number one, this guy, when he plays, you think that he's gonna calm down. He was screaming. He was going as hard as he was bagging it. He didn't stop at all. So then they're like, "Listen, you got to do 1-on-1." Nobody else wanted to defend. So they're like, "All right, Marco, you want to defend?" I was like, "All right, I'll go against Giuseppe Rossi." So they kicked the ball, and we had to run to the ball. I always got there right away with Giuseppe Rossi. I almost got to the ball pretty, we're same speed. This guy, when he got the ball, he would slice one way and slice the other way so quick. I would go this way, he would cut back, and then I would go back like 1 second, and he would cut the other way.
Marco turned into a pretzel, right?
His curves were unbelievable. And then he would take a shot. Sometimes he would miss a little bit. He would scream and he would kick the floor. He was like the most competitive guy. I loved it. And he even told me right before, he goes, "Do not go easy on me."
Yeah.
I made a tackle on him, and he said and I stole the ball one time, and he goes, "Perfect." He's like, "Keep going like that."
So
he's like, "Push me, hit me."
Every time he got the ball and he would come close to me, I would not dare, to challenge or to make a tackle or something, and he would tell everybody, "Kick me, go in hard, come on."
Yeah, because I guess he wants a real workout.
He's competitive. He's just competitive. Anyway, what were we talking about? We're gonna go to the bottom, race to the bottom.
Did we talk about the Europa League? Who's gonna make it?
Well, this guy wants. He knows what he wants.
Let's say if AC Milan is playing Juventus, right, for Coppa Italia.
Yeah.
Let's say let's say Juventus wins the Coppa Italia. Does another team go in?
I don't know. I don't think so.
If AC Milan wins the Coppa Italia,
They get Europa League, right?
If Juventus wins, somebody else take the place of Juventus.
Right, that's what I. That's what I think.
Yeah?
We're gonna play two competitions. Somebody else take the place.
Well, yeah.
The
I
thing
didn't
is that
know.
the
if it-
rules changed. They gave an extra European spot, so I'm not sure if the
Right.
rules still.
Yeah, I
I
don't
think
know.
that's what it is. And then if AC Milan wins, then they'll get another spot. So we
Right.
might have 3 teams, right?
Yeah.
Instead of 2.
Yeah. If AC Milan wins against Juventus,
We'll look it up, guys.
there is
we'll
another
look it up and
team
we'll
is
let you
going to
know.
take the place. Could be Sampdoria, could be Fiorentino, could be any
That'd be
one of those.
interesting.
Fishing from the bottom.
Sure at the bottom.
Talking about the bottom, I want to go to the relegation race.
Man, that's
Last
crazy.
week we lost Benevento. They went to Serie B. This week we lost Hellas Verona. Officially out. Sassuolo were saved with their win. Spal's fighting there. Crotone took a step back with Chievo. They obviously lost. So we still got Cagliari. Look where Udinese is too. Cagliari, Udinese, Crotone, and Chievo.
God.
It's crazy.
Guys,
Within 2 points, we have 5 teams, right?
Cagliari's on 33 points. Udinese is on 34. Crotone is on 34. Chievo Verona's on 34. And Spal's at 35.
Yeah, you're right.
What?
2 points for 5 teams.
Guys, who is going down? I need an
And
answer from
one
all you
team
guys.
is
I
gonna
don't
go
want
down.
Cagliari to go down because it still is a big market, and it's like a.
Yeah, they have a new stadium too. I don't want them to go. They just made a new stadium.
And
Bring them to
with
Serie
all
B.
respect, they did not. They almost. They did not deserve to lose against Roma today. They had 4 or 5 clean chance.
I think, like I said, I think Cagliari's going down. They
You
have the
think
hardest
so?
schedule. They have to
They
play
do have a
Atalanta,
tough
and then they have to
schedule.
play, who is it? Another great team.
Yeah.
Who is it? I don't think they're going to pick up a point. I don't think they're going to pick up a single point.
Gaetano.
They have to play Fiorentina, and they have to play Atalanta. Both teams are in contention for Europa
that
League.
doesn't mean anything, Marco. Look at it today with Roma. The Cagliari.
Yeah, anything can happen.
I'm just
They-
saying.
they
They
put
could
a
have
tough
buried 2
schedule.
goals. It was a miracle 2 times. Alisson
Who's
took it.
Spal playing?
Once I saw that Cagliari had to play against, the Cagliari's next 3 games were Roma, Fiorentina, and Atalanta. That's almost 0 points. So Spal had to play Torino and Sampdoria, which is not easy either. Chievo have to play Bologna and Benevento, which is probably the better of the schedules for Chievo Verona, which is good because otherwise we're going to lose both of the Verona teams. Oh my God. Crotone have to play Lazio and Napoli.
Oh my
That's-
God.
Jesus
Ciao,
Yeah, but look what the
Crotone.
motivation.
And Udinese
But
has to play
Marco,
Els Verona and Bologna.
listen, Lazio and Napoli. Only Lazio you have to worry because
Verona,
the motivation of Napoli is
Udinese?
not going to be there.
Udinese had Bologna.
Goodbye, Crotone.
1 second, I forgot. No, not necessarily.
I say Crotone.
Udinese have to play Verona and
I'm sorry.
Bologna. So, but Crotone are a point ahead of Cagliari. So if they both pick up 0 points, which I see happening, then Cagliari goes down.
Wait, I had another question. Who do you guys prefer to go down? Is there a team that you don't really like?
It's a sad question, Mike.
Why?
I mean,
it is a sad question, but then
I
again,
don't
sad
want.
stuff happened with Serie A. Look at Napoli.
I don't want anything from.
But
the
you
deep-
want Bari to come back.
Yes.
That means somebody's got to come up.
I don't want anything from the deep south to go out.
Oh,
Put it this
okay.
way.
Okay. Ooh, so it looks
I
like
love Hellas Verona
What we're
going
playing,
back.
geography of it?
Yeah, I want Spal to go.
Let's see where
Spal, they're
Crotone.
I don't
No,
care.
Spal is-
Small is south.
Spal, I don't know. Not yet.
No.
Not yet. Not 100%.
100% what?
But then it's Udinese.
No.
Now,
Crotone,
you have
he wants to
family
stay.
from Udine,
He
don't
wants
you?
to stay, right?
Udinese is safe,
No, he wants
almost.
Cagliari down, right?
No, I don't want to go.
he doesn't want Cagliari?
He doesn't want anybody from the south.
They're all from the
So
south.
then Udinese is all the way up there.
Let them go out. I don't care.
That's messed up. Anto.
Udinese, but they got the beautiful Dacia Arena.
what?
No, I don't want
They-
that.
Yeah, they
They
have a
changed
new
coach,
stadium
right?
too.
Yeah.
They got a new. How you gonna bring?
No, I
something
don't,
down
I don't
like
want.
that?
I don't want Udinese to go down. As sad as it is, Cagliari.
Both Verona clubs down. What do you guys
Listen,
think?
Crotone to pull another miracle would be insane. By the way, there was this old man in this.
gotta show them the
I'm
picture.
going to show you a picture of what this guy was driving, and they see him for the game. He's like, yeah, I'm driving to Verona in this thing. Let me. I'll put a picture on screen too.
A tricycle.
Oh,
Yeah,
even better.
Look.
Oh no.
That
You know
guy's
what?
not gonna go 2 blocks without breaking
The
down.
distance to Verona was 10 hours by a car, 204 hours walking, and 3 hours in a plane.
That's
This-
probably walking distance.
And
right
thi-
there
this
with
guy
that
said,
thing.
they asked me, how the hell are you going to get to Verona? He said, don't worry about me. Slowly but surely, I'll make it there. And I'm going to watch Mike Crotone stay in the Serie A.
Now that's a passionate fan.
I
right
love
there,
the
guys.
passion, but this guy is not making it past his town in Crotone. There's no way he made it to Verona.
2 days.
So, yeah.
Poor guy's still stuck on the highway
3
somewhere.
hours by plane.
That's what it said. He looked it up.
Yeah, it was. I checked.
From Crotone
Oh,
to...
you don't think so?
Well, where are you going?
We're taking a jet or something.
Yeah, how many stops are you making?
Yeah, there is
Oh,
stuff.
so you're saying it's less? Oh, okay. I have no clue.
So, yeah, the race at the bottom is pretty scary.
It is crazy.
Mike, you got some questions?
Yeah, we got a few questions over here. Let's go with.
Wait, we didn't give Milan. You didn't talk about
Yeah,
Milan.
well,
Sorry,
come
I
on,
know.
man.
Go.
Hey,
Okay, well,
I
Milan.
think.
Okay.
Listen, all my hope is that
You guys had a nice, easy,
all
beautiful win, right?
well, beautiful win.
Why?
Nothing is easy. We had quality.
I don't mean
all
it
of a
like
sudden
that.
They woke up. I mean, Cutrone scored a beautiful goal. You know, Çalhanoğlu scored another beautiful goal.
Even Borini scored, right?
You know, the goal that was the most incredible goal was Abate in front of the Curva Sud of AC Milan, and it was beautiful.
Yeah, it was a nice goal.
He
real
hasn't
nice
scored
goal.
in
In
a few
ages.
years,
Yeah,
huh?
So I was so
2-3
happy for
years.
him.
You needed a game like that.
Yeah.
You sent
So,
Hellas Verona down with that one.
Thank God, because Hellas Verona, I don't know if you remember. Do you remember they punished us? We lost one of the campionato on the last game against Verona.
What year?
I think it was on the 80s.
He
And,
came over for the game, and he's like, good, Hellas Verona has to go down.
That's it.
I was like, why? He's like, in 1984, they won the game that made us lose the Scudetto.
Yeah, yes, true. Go double check. I can't stand them. I hope they stay in Serie B for a long time.
Oh, my
Ga-
God. That's ruthless.
Gattuso said, he called out some of the journalists too before the game. He's like, you guys were calling Çalhanoğlu a bidone before. He's like, what do you got to say to him now? And Biglia and a few of those players. He's like, listen, we need to. He's like, I agree with you that we're not performing to the capabilities that we should be. He's like, but the things that you said, and then he goes to the journalist. He goes, you said it, right? And I was like, yeah, I said it. He goes, good. He's like, at least you admit it. So Gattuso, he's not one to take anything.
Sure,
But
Gattuso is not going to take, and so is Di Francesco. Di Francesco, those are the kind of coaches that when the press gets very negative on them, they don't forget. So all they do when the time comes, they just they stink back.
I love Gennaro. I love seeing him.
Mm-hmm.
He makes good content for us. He's fun to talk about. You got him. I just think a little bit, if you had the opportunity to take a little bit of a better coach, you wouldn't take it?
No,
I still would.
The way the situation it is right now, I'll keep Gattuso.
But if Ancelotti comes?
What about for Gattuso as an assistant coach?
No.
That's disrespectful.
Cassano head coach and Gattuso assistant coach.
Cassano.
You wanted anybody in and Gattuso assistant coach. Now you change your mind.
No. I like actually to see Nesta coaching with Gattuso, but not assisting Gattuso. I think Nesta.
One takes half the games, the other takes all the
You know
half.
why I'm saying that? Because Nesta, I think, is still right now. I mean, when he left the game, he left with one of the best defenders of the world, second to none. You know, you can name the 5 or 6 best defenders of the world. And Maldini is one of them. Nesta is one of them. Baresi is one of them. Shirey is one of them. This is 5 or 6.
Zapata.
Zapata, believe it or not, you're talking about Zapata. For Gattuso, Zapata is one of the best defenders of the world still right now.
Oh my God.
Still right now, I like the way Zapata plays. From time to time, he gets distracted. But his
You
quality
don't
of
say.
defending, the quality of defending of Zapata.
We gotta find out what
is
Nesta
second
is
to
doing.
nobody.
I want to say something about Bonucci. I don't know if you guys saw what he did. Did you guys see what he did after?
No.
He celebrated a goal with this fan, which was pretty beautiful. And then he had that fan after the game, and I'll show you guys a video as I talk about it. And he gave him his captain's armband, and he gave the kid the captain's armband, which was really beautiful to see from Bonucci. As much as I have my beef with Bonucci for what happened, he's always been a good guy, and he's always embraced the fans, and I know he goes through a lot, and this kind of stuff is the stuff that should be celebrated. With all the drama that goes on today, for Bonucci to do this, I thought it was a beautiful act from him.
Would they be able to see it?
Yeah, they'll be able to see it. He posted it online, and I love that other medias, they pick this up. There's so many other things that everybody picks up.
That's very nice.
Exactly.
So these are the things to be brought forward, and good job, Bonucci. I want to see more players do this kind of stuff. Because at the end of the day, to do this, it takes a minute for the player. But this
It lasts
kid,
a lifetime.
Look at the reaction he had when Bonucci went to celebrate with him. Look at him. He couldn't. He was in disbelief.
Like $1 million. Right?
He was in look at what the simple thing. Bonucci went up. He gave him a hug, and this kid was going crazy. So good job by Bonucci. Mike, get your questions.
Yeah,
in.
let's move to questions. Vincent De Candia, big fan, love that guy. He said, "Where do you think Balotelli is going?" And he said, "Predictions for the Coppa Italia final." And yeah, that's it.
One thing to add real quick. Delaurentiis said, I already have a striker signed who's got 20 goals in another league, but I'm not going to tell you who it is. Every comment on this is hoping that it's Balotelli.
Yeah. What do you guys think?
Yeah, he could go to probably Napoli will be a good place for him.
I would love to see Balotelli.
Where there's
play
not
in
that
That'd be
much
interesting.
discipline.
Oh,
Listen,
Him and Insigne are going to go crazy together.
I wouldn't mind even to see Balotelli playing back on AC Milan.
I knew you were
because
gonna say
Gattuso
that.
is not going to put up with shit. If it's true that this guy here is a little wild, Gattuso will be the coach to fix him up.
put him in place, right?
Yeah.
You're going to put him in a straitjacket.
Hey,
They're both crazy together.
But let's not forget that Balotelli grew up as an AC Milan fan.
Yeah.
If anything,
He did. You're
if
right.
anything, Balotelli will.
Straighten up.
Yes, I would definitely consider. I would sign him for maybe a few millions, 1 or 2 millions. That's it.
It's
That's
hilarious.
it.
It's hilarious that you say that. You guys remember Hakeem Mastor?
Yeah. Yeah.
You remember him?
Yeah.
That 15-year-old kid?
Yeah.
So Gattuso gave a quote on him. And let me read what he said before the game. I've even threatened him because
Mansour,
No, Mastor.
Mastor,
Yeah. I even threatened him because he became more famous for making videos than playing. But he doesn't do that anymore because I told him I'd knock his teeth out if he did.
Now, where is he playing now?
He's at Milan.
He's like
He's
Milan's
not Milan.
Primavera, I think.
No,
But I thought that they sold him. at
No,
some point.
he's at they gave him
loaned
to
him out.
Holland
Uh-huh.
in Holland, and now he's back at Milan.
Maybe the kid is going to develop. I think. Listen,
Yeah,
I
he,
saw him.
when he
He
was
said he knocked his teeth out for making videos.
when I was with AC Milan. And
I saw him.
spent some
We met
time,
him. We met him.
He was there.
How was he?
He was there.
Very good
He
player.
was always with Al Sharawi. They were always together.
They're
They,
friends.
they seem
Yeah,
like
good team.
similar guys, right?
But he had some skills. He played like 10, 15 minutes against Liverpool.
Ooh.
And
I think he scored one goal in one of the practice that we were watching, right?
In a practice?
What skills? Very good skills.
Yeah, but that was the thing. It became that he was too much about the skills and not the other stuff. But again, I think he's still like 19 or 20 or some around there.
Yeah, he was.
He just popped. He did
like
like
17 when I think I was with him.
I think he was even younger too. I
Like
think he was like
16,
16.
Yeah, maybe
Right.
16.
He popped at like 15 years old, and then when you put that much pressure on
Yeah,
someone,
I think he was 16 years old.
but at the same time, he had 5 years to fail, and he's still at AC Milan. So
Listen, those
not a lot of people have
AC
that
Milan
much.
has got 5 or 6 upcoming talent that might jump into the big league.
I think
next year.
Balotelli to Milan. That would be the move.
Oh.
Or Roma.
Or Napoli.
Maybe
or
Roma.
Napoli. Napoli too.
Maybe.
That's true.
I don't know if he would go there.
Okay, let's move on to another question from True Galaxy. They said, do you think Douglas Costa is more valuable to Juve than Dybala? This is
Who?
interesting.
Douglas Costa?
Is Douglas Costa more valuable than Dybala? And talking about Balotelli, he posted online, without Douglas Costa, this race would be very different. I think he said it would be a 1-point difference. He said Douglas Costa, great, incredible player.
The two different players. I think Dybala's got a lot more value for Juventus. Dybala by far.
In terms of MVP, who's been more important this
think,
season?
I think that
Dybala.
Douglas was the MVP because of what he did in the last games with all his assists. But Dybala has the more potential to become a better player and a greater player.
By far.
I think that's exactly what I did. Did you guys see the Rabona? He almost did. He almost scored a Rabona.
I don't
Oh my
think he
God.
meant it, man.
Oh,
I
he
think giving him too
definitely
much
meant
credit.
What's the Robona?
I'll show you.
Yeah, I can't even explain
Anyway,
it.
keep going, Mike. What other questions you got?
Okay, let's give another question. This is Tony Azzurro Roma. He said, question for Gaetano actually. He said, do you like the idea of Balotelli and Cheek partnership? If Mario were to come to Roma, I believe it's gonna be the most lethal striker partnership. Because he's Balotelli's rumored to go to Roma to Napoli because they're saying Serie A
And pair
return
up with who?
with Cheek. They're saying if maybe Jack leaves
Guys,
if they
check
get
this
him.
real quick. This is what Costa did.
Oh yeah.
Eyes peeled.
From behind. Yeah, from behind.
He meant for that cross.
You see it?
No, I
Watch.
didn't see it.
Watch. They're gonna show a replay.
Oh,
One
with
more time.
with the other foot.
Boom. He almost scored.
He's
He
got,
almost scored.
He's got some skills. No, I don't. I don't believe.
You don't believe he's gonna go?
No, I don't believe in Balotelli.
You don't believe it? You don't think he's that
I,
good?
I think he's got plenty
No,
of
I
talent.
believe he's got the potential to be good. It's just his mind is not there.
You don't think he matured, right?
I don't know. I don't see him. Maturing.
He's a free agent. So anyone who gets him is getting him with no transfer fee, which is a huge plus. That's why I'm saying Milan again.
I will definitely consider it. The guy plays. Listen, Balotelli is one of the few players, believe it or not, that is not a mercenary. Okay, he had a chance to go to some of the big teams, and he played for big teams.
He only played
Manchester
for big teams.
City, Inter, AC Milan. Who else did he play?
Liverpool?
Liverpool.
Yeah.
Yes, you're right.
Man City.
Man City,
Liverpool,
yeah.
and now
Nice.
And now Nice. So hey, the guy's got skills. He's got talent. You need to get somebody that is going to be able to just get him out of his system and just put it on the field.
How old
Because
is he?
Balotelli 25 or 26. I don't think it's more
No.
than 26.
He's got to be older.
I
than
was
that.
saying 27.
Yeah, maybe 27. Yeah, he's 27. He's
27.
turning 28.
Oh.
He's
He's
turning
Turning
28.
28.
Oh,
And
it's
when,
over.
when are you
Oh,
going to
boy.
change?
Time for MLS, right?
No.
Speaking about MLS and players leaving, Lichtsteiner announced that he's leaving Juventus. He said, this is my last 14 days. They asked him where he's going to go. He said, far away from Italy. He said, I'm not going to tell you the team because the contract is not
China.
done."
He's going to go to
You
China.
think China?
Australia.
I don't know why he thought MLS. No?
He's not for MLS.
How's
I don't think
Ibrahimovic,
so.
by the way, doing with this MLS? Not that great, I guess.
He had a
right?
controversy where he elbowed this guy.
Oh yeah.
He hit him in the back of the neck. You kept thinking it was his head,
That's
and the
what
guy
they
grabbed
said.
his head.
Regardless,
And
you don't
I don't
think
think they sent him off. They didn't send him off.
No,
right?
they
That was a
didn't send him off.
controversy.
It should've
Everybody
been
was going
red
crazy
card.
because he should have been sent off.
Regardless if it was his header's up or back, he did intentionally. He put some power.
A little bit weak for me.
You know, as much as I used to like him when he played on AC Milan, he's not one of my favorite players. The guy just smells the money, just he goes. It's not attached to any shirt. It's just that's the perfect definition of a mercenary, is Ibrahimovic.
Listen, whatever makes him happy, right?
It's not that. I mean, soccer is not supposed to be only about money. It's supposed to be about, the love of the game.
You're Cassano. How many teams did Cassano play for?
Yeah, but Cassano was highly sought, not because of it. Cassano,
And Ibrahimovic was not?
listen.
Cassano played for Inter. He played for Milan. He played for Real
Roma.
Madrid. He played for Bari. He played for Roma. He played for... Who am I
Hellas
missing?
Verona.
Sampdoria. So,
Sampdoria.
what do we name? 7 teams?
Yeah, that's a lot.
Why you make Ibra the mercenary, but not your boy
But
Cassano?
he didn't leave for to go for more money. He left for other reasons.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's very much different.
That was mental. Okay. Next
Okay.
question.
Let's get
you
Alessandro.
wish you were that kind of a man.
Okay, so Alessandro said with Sarri's job down, Napoli's player possibly moving, and Allegri's reign at Juve inevitably over, what teams do you think is going to be the real contenders for the Scudetto for
Napoli.
next season? Napoli still?
Oh, I don't
You think
so
Napoli
at
gonna
all.
I say
stay?
Roma.
Ooh, this is interesting.
Napoli,
Roma or Milan?
Napoli,
Milan.
Yes.
Napoli and Roma gonna contact for the Scudetto.
You think
I'm
Napoli
gonna come out with a bold one.
Juventus again.
No,
Juventus again.
that wouldn't be bold. I think if Inter get Champions League, Inter.
Nah.
I think
I'm
so.
going with Roma. I think Roma are gonna step it up. They're gonna get it one, two
I think
big
Roma could.
players.
I think Napoli. We talked about this today. I think
Yeah.
Napoli are not even gonna be in top 3.
Yeah.
You're
year.
right.
think
I
Na-
agree.
Napoli's players
I think they're
gonna
gonna be
leave.
lucky to get Champions League.
Unless-
my point of view.
Listen, unless something
Yeah.
changes the
Yeah.
next 2 weeks, that there is a big reconciliation between the Delaurentiis and Sarri, that they talk like family, and they convince the core 5 or 6 over there to stay, and then they had
Maybe.
few other players. I don't see Napoli winning in the next 10 years.
Adam Durrani
And I was hoping this would be the good year for Napoli, but unfortunately, I was right.
You were wrong.
I was right that Napoli will not win.
Oh, okay. I thought you were saying that
I
they
was
were gonna win.
hoping for Napoli to win, but
Adam
unfortunately
Durrani
didn't.
said, whose fault is Napoli? Is it Delaurentiis or is it Sarri's fault? For Delaurentiis meaning he didn't buy in the players, Sarri meaning
He didn't play
he
them
screwed
all.
up. Or
I think both.
Delaurentiis.
Which one would you blame?
I will give him 70% responsibility to De Laurentiis and 30% to Sarri.
Okay.
How about you?
Some,
What do you think?
some responsibility. He should have played more the bench.
That's fair. That's fair.
And he's got quality players Sarri, sitting on the bench. Yes.
yeah,
What do
Unas
you
is a
think?
real prospect.
No,
let me tell
I
you.
think that Napoli they play a beautiful game, but when they needed to get tough and play a different physical game, they did not adjust.
I think
and that's sorry.
You think, but okay, but how about the Mercato, Gaetano? I feel like everyone's putting on Sarri over here. He could have bought more players, and he was forced to get out of these competitions so they can be a real contender for the Scudetto. Just because he didn't have enough. Who are you gonna bring in? Who are you gonna bring in Napoli's bench that's actually good enough to be a starter
Cassano.
for a team?
Why not?
Like seriously, I feel like he's getting too much flack for this. When in
Cassano
reality, he
would
doesn't have that
would
much
be a
quality
great
on the
player
bench.
For Napoli.
I say Cassano Balotelli partnership next season in the Serie A.
Bring him on Las
Gat-
Spaghetti. You already won it.
listen.
Everyone better quit.
Listen.
Gattuso as the coach. Oh my God.
Cassano is gonna
Watch
just
out, Real
make
Madrid.
you guys. Is gonna make you guys pissing yourself on your pants when if he plays next year.
Somebody asked a
Oh,
comment
yeah.
which said question geared towards Antonio: Icardi, Immobile, or Cassano for top goal scorer next season. And then they said, what club do you see him signing for?
Cassano.
Or
And
what club,
what club
do
do
you want to
he's
see
going?
him? And what
We
time
already
do you
knew
think
your
he's gonna
answer
go?
to that
Wait a
one.
moment. Who you think Cassano is going to be signing for?
Yes.
Yeah.
I hope there are many teams angry for him, but I will put him. Cassano is not going to play for losers.
We understand.
He's like
Okay?
36.
I would love to see him back on AC Milan
What?
or Napoli.
You would take him back
As a
at AC
player?
Milan?
As a player, like a sport
yeah.
director?
Oh, by far.
As
a
a water
player?
boy.
No way. No
Wait,
way.
to play, Antonio?
Yes,
Are you
to
out of
play,
your mind?
To play on AC Milan. AC
If you
Milan
had-
or Napoli.
If you had your ideal mercato for AC Milan, who would you sign?
Oh my God.
The ideal mercato?
Ideal. But don't say something stupid like Ronaldo or Messi.
I don't like those two players.
Yeah, screw them. But if they come calling for Milan, you're going to say no, right?
No.
If you could choose Messi or Cassano at Milan next season, who do you choose?
Cassano.
Oh my God. Okay,
How
your
come?
ideal mercato for Milan. And we'll let you go a little crazy with it. Put your Antonio twist on it.
I mean, with one player or two
No,
players?
you could get 4 players.
3-4 players is good.
I will take Thiago Silva back.
Okay.
Because I like him as a defender.
Thiago Silva's having problems at
He's
PSG.
washed
Emery said
up.
that he's not happy with what he's been doing. Next.
Okay.
Good
I will-
start.
I will take Pogba and then try to
Alright.
turn the screws on Juventus.
I said don't go crazy.
Okay. I will take Pogba and then Balotelli
I knew that was coming.
and Cassano. That's it.
You already won the Scudetto. There's just 4 players. That's it, right?
You're not even going to be playing in Champions League, and you're going to win Champions League with that team.
Exactly.
This is what you think.
I think Thiago Silva might not be the craziest idea. I think it might be a good idea.
He's not good anymore. I think he's done. He played
Says
unfortunately too many croissants. He's not good enough.
Too many
The levels there's not
croissants.
the same, and he dropped.
Listen, for
That's
somebody that is, wants to really make a change on their team.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't think about this. It just came up to my mind now.
Yeah.
But I would love to have. I think Bale is not happy at Real Madrid.
For Juve?
No,
What are you
for a
saying?
team that is wants to make the next step up.
Like
Okay.
Roma.
That's a lot of money.
I don't think
man.
Juventus.
Yeah, I
That's a
know.
lot of
Juventus has got very good wings on each side, but a team like Roma.
No, Bell, no.
A Roma or a team like Napoli. If you want to win and go farther, Bale, I mean, I think he's not
Benzema
happy.
too.
Pogba, like you said, that was a good point. And I would love to have Cavani.
Gaetano,
I
but-
would bring Cavani
Gaetano-
back.
Cavani would be good.
I don't think Cavani is
he's
also
okay.
happy there.
And he's
Unless-
not. He's like Napolitano, adopted Napolitano.
Unless, they change the coach now and maybe the new coach is going
Above Verratti
is gonna-
above Verratti.
Verratti's a
Napoli.
good.
Verratti to
brought that up.
Sassuolo. He's not.
You
he's
brought
not good
that up.
enough.
Verratti in Naples.
Yes.
In Naples.
Verratti is another good one.
Wait,
because
I don't
don't
know
think
about
he's
Naples.
One
the best
second.
there.
1 second.
I agree with you.
Before we go there, I can't see Roma spending. And listen, Real
Watch
Madrid's
that
not
Verratti
going to.
doesn't go to Juventus.
No.
Watch.
I don't know.
But that's for another time, I think. Maybe when the season is over,
transfer
we can,
market.
we can
I
talk
can't
all
see
about
Bale
this
going
transfer.
there though. Just because
Yeah.
he'd be over 100 million, and Roma's not the team that would spend
He's
for
not
one
going to go to
player.
100 million. It's just his contract is going to be crazy.
His release. I wonder what his release
We,
clause
we
is.
posted this thing about the contracts.
I mean, if Bale goes anywhere, I would love to see him in Italy, but he'll probably go to the Premier League.
Yeah, let's be
He'll
honest.
go back
Man
to
U,
the Premier League.
That's what I'm
Manchester or
saying.
something.
Guys, the highest paid players in the Serie A: Bonucci, $7.5 million; Higuain, $7.5; Dybala, $7 million; Donnarumma, $6 million; Douglas Costa, $6 million; Buffon, $4.5; Icardi, $4.5; Pjanic, $4.5; Dzeko, $4.5; and Nainggolan, $4.2 million. A lot of money.
I think Donnarumma is making too much money.
It's
for
a
my
very
taste.
good thing. We need these wages to get higher and higher right now, because if you go to freaking Arsenal and Tottenham, their regular players are making what our highest paid players are. So it's a good thing that it's not just Juventus players over there. There's Milan players, there's Napoli, there's Roma players. So it's a very good thing. Last thing, Mancini. He's having some problems with his deal. He apparently wants more money than they're offering him. So it's a little bit stalled right now.
From the national team.
But
See
anyway,
again.
Corriere dello Sport put up what they predict his team is, his starting 11. So I'll read it to you. 4-3-3, Donnarumma in goal, Darmian on the right, Bonucci and Chiellini in the middle, Criscito, who is with him in Zenit. Then in the midfield, Verratti, Pellegrini, and Jorginho. And then up top, Insigne, Immobile, Balotelli. What do you think about that team?
Not a bad team.
That's a weird team to me. Why is Criscito there?
So
Why is
the
Darmian
guy,
there?
the guy does not like Belotti, does not like a bunch of other.
Who likes Belotti this
Immobile
season?
is the capo candidate. I know that he in the national team, but you got to give him a chance.
Yeah, exactly. You can't take that away from him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
sure.
Well, he's just putting his line. I mean, nobody knows if this is lineup. Corriere is just
I
predicting
don't
it.
think Criscito it's a national team.
He's
it's a
just
Italian
doing that so I
national-
can be like, oh, the Russian league is kind of good. When he's in reality, he's gonna drop him after a couple of months. Let's be for real.
There's plenty of other players
That's
much
what
better
I'm
than
saying.
Criscito.
Yeah.
And Pellegrini too. Pellegrini is
All
not
right.
a
Any
top,
other
a
questions?
top
Mike?
caliber.
Is that it?
I think that's it. Yeah.
That's it? Okay.
Anybody else have
Yeah.
anything on their mind?
That's
Let's
it.
hope that AC Milan wins Wednesday with Juventus.
It's something weird happened to me this weekend.
Let's hear it,
that
Gaetano.
has never happened to me before.
No.
Uh-oh.
But I had a communion and I walked into Gargiulo and the guy goes, podcast.
No
And
way!
he was one of the
Are
waiters.
you kidding me?
Yeah, he goes,
A waiter?
Yeah, one of the waiters there.
Well, you didn't know him?
He's
Nothing?
No, it was a kid.
That's
you know, there was there.
hilarious.
And the guy goes, "You from the podcast?" I was like,
No way.
Get out of here. What you say?
"Yeah." What did I say? I said, "Yeah."
Did he say anything?
No, because I was walking in. I was, going, upstairs. I didn't even have time. I should have stopped at least, or go back.
You're too big now, right?
Wow.
You're too famous.
You didn't sign
People
the
got looking
autograph.
for you in Aruba,
But-
at communions.
what am I
Live
gonna-
a normal life.
What am I gonna say? I mean,
Ferguson would have kicked you out and be like,
I don't
go
think-
give him an autograph and take a
But
picture with
listen,
him.
I gotta tell you why I found this podcast to be fun. Because number one, we don't.
Rate the podcast.
Yeah, number one, guys. 5 stars. Okay, first of all, we
Yeah.
do not prepare any material. We're just here relaxed, talking about.
Maybe
what
you
happened during
guys.
the
I
week.
don't know. I've been practicing this for a
Okay,
week.
we here relaxing, talking with no material. We didn't do
Yeah.
any research. We just analyze objectively what happened during the Campionato and the Champions League. We are unbiased.
No, we are biased. We're biased towards the Italian teams. Towards the Italian teams, we are.
No, when the Italians team they don't play well, when the Italians
You're
team they don't play
you
well.
think Cassano's better than
Come
Messi?
on,
You're not
come on.
biased?
Wow.
If he wasn't from Bari.
we got Tuso and.
On Castano, maybe I'm a little biased.
What,
Yes,
Just a little.
what
but,
the hell have you been drinking? You've been drinking this water?
no way.
Is the
On
one missing
Castano, I'm
from
a
it?
little biased. But,
What else were you going to say?
I'm saying that
Drink
we
a
are
little bit of
objectively
water.
telling the way the facts the
Drink
way
some
they
water.
are.
And then you go with Giuseppe Rossi.
Oh, definitely.
You're going to become Giuseppe Rossi.
But the thing is, I think we need to
All right.
we need to be a lot more objective, and we need to call the things the way they are without just trying to be a little bit more partisan. That's why we're here and we're having fun. No, we're trying. We are. That's what I think we're doing the
All
job.
right.
that we
I
do.
would like Cassano to drink some of this
Oh
water.
my God!
Then he'll become a champion.
Listen, that laugh. I think you're gonna be crying if Cassano comes back.
It's going to be the league over. Campeonato over.
Cassano is still one at the top of the world.
The funniest thing in the world is that people are loving this. We commented on 433, posted a picture of Milan legends, like incredible Milan players from one of their seasons. And they said, choose 3. So Mike commented, Cassano number 1. It had like 180 likes.
You see?
Everybody, Antonio, is that you? Antonio knows
Antonio, take
Cassano's
over
number
the account.
It was the top comment. It's hilarious. So for some reason, people love Cassano.
For some reason.
I think it's all the people of Body. You guys got like, a few thousand people over there, and you guys just
And they're all watching
spam
our
the comments
podcast.
with Cassano. Or it's you making fake accounts and
Yeah, fake account.
I believe
I
that
never
one,
even
Marco.
watched the podcast once because I don't even go. I don't go on YouTube. I don't go to social media because I don't have social media. Then I refuse to do it.
That's what they tell you. Well,
So
But yeah, guys, if you're listening, rate the podcast on iTunes, subscribe on YouTube and on Facebook. Any questions that you ever have, jump in. You heard what we had to say. Now let's hear what you have to say. As always, thank you for watching, and we'll talk to you soon.
ciao, guys.
Ciao.
Thank you.